China plans first lab on ocean oil spill cleaning. So China's Ministry of Transport is planning to establish a laboratory specializing in treating oil spills in sea, the first of the kind in its country, local media, Science and Technology Daily reported. China is spending some 200 million yuan a year on researches for emergency treatment of oil spills, but the technology expertise has not been widely applied because of the lack of such a lab. The laboratory is planned in the northern port city of Chiyan off the Bahi Bay. To date, only the United States and France have laboratories capable of undertaking tests and inspections and in treating ocean oil spills. I guess the United States have it because, we do that a lot. We do a lot of oil spills. So what happened? The Iranian oil tanker Sanchi collided with a dry cargo vessel early this month, about 160 nautical miles off China's east coast, in the world's worst oil tanker disaster for decades. And the corporate media in the United States has been silent on this. Man, you'd think this would be all over the news in the Western world, as some of the YouTube super chats point out. But the West is ignoring it. Why? Because this is a really compelling argument on why we need to invest in green energy, why we need a Green New Deal, why it's time to get away from fossil fuels, why it's not a sustainable way of doing business, why it's destined for disaster and already has led to disaster. We're not hearing about this in the West. We're not hearing about this in the West. So now that China's getting on this, hopefully they'll make some bigger progress than the United States have made. Because honestly, I mean, the U.S. we have scientists that are bought out by the oil companies that kind of throw this propaganda out there because they're paid to do so. China usually leads the way on a lot of things. So hopefully now that, the one kind of silver lining here is that if China is kind of throwing some science weight behind this, maybe they'll come up with some better permanent solutions. And yes, we're not hearing this in the corporate media because every third commercial on MSNBC and CNN and Fox is for oil and gas. They're not doing that because they want to get the word out. They're doing that because they want favorable coverage. They don't want stories like this talked about. The worst oil tanker disaster for decades just happened a couple weeks ago. We've not heard about it. No one talks about it because it's bad for business. Hey guys, thanks for watching. That was a clip from Get Your News On with Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. What does that mean? That means I log on to a stream and people tweet me articles over on Twitter at Ron Placone, or they use our Reddit subsection, which is just Get Your News On with Ron over on Reddit. And that's how we build the show. I'm seeing all these articles for the first time. We are literally getting our news on together. Follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone so you can participate. And this show streams live every Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please do tune in. If you want to support this show, you can do so over on patreon.com/Ron Placone, where for as low as $1 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts every week, exclusive videos, free tickets to shows when I'm performing in your town, and more for as low as $1 a month. Please do consider it. Thank you so much for your support. This has been Get Your News On with Ron.